taking off like a Boeing. If the volume spikes, then it's time to trade. Mighty 90 setting up, it's time to get paid. Navigation trading on the mic, time to get focused. We don't need any indicator, hocus pocus. It's all about the price, just watch it move. Manage your risks so you don't lose. First hour of trading is all we need. Focus on the patience and forget about greed.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to today's day trading live stream, Tuesday, March 3rd. Quick audio video check. We were having some audio video issues on Discord yesterday. Can you hear my voice and see my screen okay this morning? All good, all good, all good. All right, good. S&P futures, the markets for the bulls, not so good. S&P futures down 116, NASDAQ down 505, a full 2%. Russell down 71, down 2.68%. And the Dow is down 915 points. Metals also getting hit. Gold down 3%, silver down 7.5%. Notes and bonds both down about 0.5%. 10-year yield up 1.5%. Oil spiking again, up another 8.5%, over $77 a barrel. Natural gas also spiking, up 7%. Soybeans, wheat, and corn all green. Euro and the pound are red. U.S. dollar continuing to get stronger against the euro and the pound. And Bitcoin's down 3%. VIX spiking over 20%, almost 21% higher at the freeze. The reading is 25.91 on the VIX. So, that little short squeeze yesterday, that was not the end of the war fears, my friends. That was not it. Looks like VIX hit a overnight high of 27.3, a reading that we haven't seen since November 20th. Also saw it back on October 17th. And then before that, it was really back in April during the big Volmageddon tariff situation. So quite a VIX spike here. There is the bell. I posted in the today's plan channel. I'm going to hold off on entering BIX. There's going to be plenty of premium, so I'll wait to see how things go. And then same with the 1DTE. I'm just going to wait. They are juiced, but extreme selling premium during high volatility, good. Extreme volatility, not really that good. So I'm going to just hold off on entering those. So I'll focus on the day trades this morning and then might do some premium selling this afternoon with BIX and Elmos and potentially even a 1DTE. SPX expected move according to Thinkorswim option chain is about 60.9. Yeah, opening print 68. 6800.26. SPX is SPY and NASDAQ are bouncing, but SPX dropping? Something's up. Something's a little fishy. Getting a little bounce here. Biggest stock movers, just a handful of green. PLTR barely green, Netflix barely green, Microsoft basically unchanged. Palo Alto Networks is up almost 2% for some reason. I did do a Target earnings trade. Target's up 2.5%. Looks like my calendar is not doing anything. I think the machines are trying to catch up to what's going on here. S&P and NASDAQ had a decent bounce, but SPX didn't bounce at all. Just be a little careful this morning. You get these extreme moves, and sometimes you just got to let things catch up. There we go. Now the target calendar is coming in. So now you can be annoyed, Watson, because the target calendar is printing. I just closed it out for $1.25. All right, so S&P, SPY and NASDAQ kind of reversing, Russell reversing. SPY getting a little bounce. Tesla's down over 2%. Microsoft tried to go green. Meta tried to go green. Netflix tried to go green, but all kind of getting pushed back down. Okay. I just had to make a little quick adjustment to one of my transformers. Let me get back on the stocks here. All right, so getting a little bounce back. Apple big bounce. The banks are all kind of trading around previous day lows. The chip stocks are starting to bounce. but SMH is below previous day lows. AMD started to show a little bit of strength initially, but coming back down. Yeah, some decent bounce coming in the chip stocks. Well, basically most stocks. Just going to be a little patient this morning, my friends. Just going to be a little patient. Tesla showing a little bit of weakness compared to the indices. It's not bouncing with the rest of the crew. NASDAQ back above previous day low. Google above previous day low. Apple just went green. PLTR tried to go green. It got shut down. I'm going to load some Tesla puts. 1 DTE. I would use the 390s. 390 puts in Tesla. It's showing some relative weakness here, so if this market starts to dump again, Tezzy would be the one. Tesla is starting to continue lower. Indices kind of dipping. AMD also at lows. SMCI at lows. So kind of AMD and Tesla are the two weakest, while everything else is trying to bounce. MSTR at lows. Yeah, cryptos are the other thing to watch for weakness. MSTR going through lows, almost down to pre-market lows in MSTR. Apple hovering around unchanged, same with Netflix. Meta and Microsoft act like they are trying to hold up pretty well. Just barely red on the day. S&P, NASDAQ reversing. S&P back down to lows. Russell, the weakest, going through overnight lows, pre-market lows, and approaching the overnight lows of Sunday night. IWM is. But S&P and NASDAQ still just kind of within the first 5-minute range, chop. So not going to get too excited about anything here until we see where this thing wants to go a little bit. Tesla new lows. IWM still dropping. Microsoft, Meta still bouncing. Netflix still bouncing. Apple got rejected. Chips are just kind of back and forth. AMD the weakest. Well, SMCI technically had a big volume bar as well. S&P continuing lower. Coin MSTR making new lows. S&P now down 135, almost 2%. All right, getting a little dip buy up. Tesla trying to hold its lows. Amazon, decent bounce. All right, I'm going to watch Tesla here. If it starts to reverse after this bounce, I'm going to take a short with the 390 puts. Watching Tesla. S&P, NASDAQ still bouncing. All right, I'm going to take Tesla puts. Filled at 420. Elon's favorite number, 420. Let's go. So let's see if Tezzy wants to make new lows and beyond. Nice little bounce and then rejection with Tesla. Oops, sorry, I thought I had it on my screen here for you. Tried to push, getting rejected again. Let's see if we can get through lows and beyond. I'll put a first profit target at 480. Let's go 470. A little breakthrough lows of day would hit it. Here it comes. It's touching it. It's touching my 470. There we go. Filled at 470. Now let's see if Tesla can continue weakness. S&P back to lows. NASDAQ back to lows. IWM pushing new lows. I'll put my next profit target at 560. I may lower that a little bit. It's above previous day low. Amazon now rejecting. Meta tried to go green again, got rejected. Apple coming back down. S&P flushing. AMD almost back down to lows. Crypto's kind of leading the way. MSTR's down 6%. Coinbase down 5.5%. Tesla's down 3%. Tesla making new lows. Tesla approaching pre-market lows here. Netflix now rejecting, going back into the red. Let's see if Tezzy wants more than pre-market lows here. I'm looking for previous day lows at least. SPY getting a little bounce off pre-market lows. All right, I want to see Tesla reject back down here. I may add to Tesla here, depending on, I'm watching the price action. I may add. My initial position was 10. If I add, I'll do it with 5, just for perspective on size. Getting some bouncing. If we continue to bounce, I'll cut. If we reject here again, I'll add. All right, I'm going to add. Filled at 492. All right, let's see if we can get another push through lows here. Coinbase and MSTR big bounce. Bitcoin bouncing. Little bounce in the indices. Just kind of retracing its previous candle though. Whereas Bitcoin's a little bit more aggressive. AMD bouncing. It was kind of the weak early. Banks bouncing. All right, so Tesla needs to hold here or I'll just cut. Didn't get that additional continuation yet. We'll see if it rejects right here. Meta, nice rejection off unchanged. Same with Apple and Netflix. IWM still staying the weakest. All right, Tesla still bouncing. MSTR bounced up to pre-market lows, kind of rejecting a little bit or pausing. Need to see Tesla get back down here. We have zero news events today as far as scheduled news, scheduled data points. So nothing to worry about here coming up at 9 a.m. Central. Netflix coming down now. S&P, NASDAQ, Russell all staying weak. NASDAQ is just chop. It's just still within its first 5-minute range. S&P a little weaker, Russell the weakest. Tesla trying to make its way back down. Tesla not necessarily leading the weakness anymore. Kind of similar to the S&P now, but still staying weak. Tesla approaching lows. I still have my profit target at 560. That'll close. I did 5 on my ad. My profit target's for 4, which I've got 6 contracts left. Here comes Tesla. I've got 9 left. I'm sorry. I'm trying to take off 4 at 560. Hit 550. S&P new lows, NASDAQ new lows, Russell ticked a new low. Tesla. Tesla almost got to my profit target before it bounced. It kind of flushed below pre-market lows, bounced a little bit, but still staying weak. Would have liked to hit that profit target on that little dip in Tezzy. Hopefully we don't have a big bounce here. Amazon coming down pretty heavy. AMD coming back to lows. Some of the chips getting heavy. Don't like the bounce in Tesla. Was really close to having a nice add and exit on that one. Now it's bouncing. Decent, pretty good bounce in S&P and Russell. Biggest bounce we've seen in Russell. MSTR had a little bounce, got sold right back off. Let's see if this little bounce in Tesla gets sold off again. Nvidia starting to bounce. Netflix still pulling back. Meta still pulling back. IWM's a little bounce, getting pushed back down. MSTR about to go back down through lows. All right, Tezzy, let's see what you got. Get back down there for a little bit. S&P getting sold off. All pops getting sold off. I'd like to hit at least one more profit target here in Tesla. S&P, NASDAQ, Russell, they look like they want to go lower. Some of these Mag 7 acting heavy though. Meta, Microsoft, big rollover, Netflix, chips, AMD new lows, AVGO, which is kind of holding up, starting to reject. Crypto's staying weak. Even with Bitcoin's bounce, Coinbase and MSTR near lows. S&P trying to hold that pre-market low. We need NASDAQ down to pre-market lows. That would give Tezzy another flush, I bet. NASDAQ just still hasn't really broken out of range at all. All right, here comes a little dip. S&P new lows, NASDAQ new lows, Russell new lows, Tesla not new lows yet. AMD just pushed through previous day low. Coin and MSTR new lows. Yeah, PLTR rejected, trying to go green early on the first 5 minutes, and it's at lows. Would have liked to see Tesla make a better move lower with that little dip in the indices. It's like it's trying to hold its pre-market low here so far for the last 20 minutes. Tony, are you putting yourself in the penalty box? Sometimes you got to do that. Come on, Tezzy. Okay. You didn't do anything wrong, just close to a margin call. I'm just kidding. All right, Tesla bouncing. May need to cut here if we're not going to get our new lows. S&P, little dip getting bought up. I need Tesla to reject right here, otherwise I'll cut. All right, Tesla's trying to hang on. All right, S&P's little bounce, getting pushed back down. Amazon dipping below previous day low. Netflix staying heavy. Meta staying heavy. Microsoft staying heavy. PLTR just ticked a new low. AMD at lows. Cryptos at lows. Circle, which has been super strong, is bouncing. It's only down 1%, but pushing, trying to go green here. Crypto's getting a little bounce now. MSTR and coin. Circle leading the cryptos. Bitcoin still trying to bounce. Apple big bounce. Nvidia decent bounce. Tesla's got to stay heavy or I'll cut. Gotta stay heavy, Tezzy. Just need one more little flush out of you. IWM making new lows. S&P about to make new lows. S&P is down 150 points. Don't like how Tesla's trying to hold its pre-market lows. And the NASDAQ has barely moved since the open. All right, Tezzy's still just kind of chopping near lows. S&P's now trying to bounce. Apple going green. All right, we're getting some buyers stepping in here across the board, but Tesla, really not. Nvidia is trying to get back up to highs of day. AMD's bouncing, which has been weak. So some of the chip stocks are bouncing. Microsoft and Meta, decent bounce. Amazon, decent bounce. So everything's bouncing except for Tesla. Netflix getting pushed back down. So I'm holding out for some more weakness in Tezzy. I like the way it's staying weak compared to that bounce. Starting to wonder. I would like to go get a refill of coffee, but I don't think it's time to step away from my screens. These moves are too quick. And since the ADD is minus 2,400, I'm definitely holding Tesla. That's my confirming factor right there. I assume price is below VWAP too, which makes me want to hold. You know, all those indications. You know what I'm saying, Watson? I don't know off the top of my head, Chris, but I bet a chart. If you opened up a chart, you'd see. Apple still trying to go green. Not able to push through. just a little ribbon, Watson. Nothing. No big deal. Just giving you the business. Netflix still rejecting. Microsoft is bouncing. Come on, Tezzy. Let's put in some fresh lows here. Attaboy, Tony. Your 1 DTE, you already closed out? Or is that still open? Is some of that open? Some good decay. Even with the sell-off, that's nice. Maybe I'll do a 1 DTE. Kind of afraid of another squeeze bounce though at some point. But actually, no, I do like this level. I'm gonna go ahead and enter my 1 DTE. AMD down to almost new lows. Tesla's heading down there. Wants it. Come on, Tezzy. You got it. I still have my profit target at 560, which is above, it's below lows of day, but it's above previous day low. I'll be back in 1 minute. AMD flushing new lows. Nvidia rolled over. Coinbase, big drop. MSTR new lows. Tezzy approaching new lows. Let's go. PLTR still draining lower. Now below previous day low. Apple rejected, trying to go green. S&P, nice flush. NASDAQ getting a little bit legs lower. Tesla almost to lows of day. We need to see a little momentum flush here. Big rejection out of Nvidia. Netflix continuing lower. IWM back to lows. This is one of the bigger 5-minute candles in NASDAQ today. S&P, nice flush. NASDAQ right at, Tesla right at that pre-market low where it bounced before. Profit target is at 560. Looks like those options are trading at about 530 right now. 525. All right, here we go. Here we go. Here comes Tezzy. Here we go. Come and get me. It's touching my order. Don't touch me without filling. Makes me uncomfortable. There it is. Filled at 560. Amazon back towards lows. Nice push in Tesla. So I've got, I think I've got 5 left, right? Yeah, five left in Tesla. I'm going to take another 3 off if it pushes down to previous day low here. Let's try 640. That's a little too much. How about 620? I'll leave it at 620. My next profit target for now. See if we can get that flush of. Actually, let's go. I'm gonna go 605. Get a flush of previous day low. That should hit. Nvidia coming down hot and heavy, breaking through lows of day now. S&P just falling apart. SPX down 163, 2.4%. Oh, the market will bounce well before the war's closed out. There's a hint that it's going to be closing at some point in the future. It'll bounce. All right, Tesla approaching previous day low here. One more little push and it should hit my 605 profit target. Anybody still in Tezzy with me? No Tezzy? Tony, you're in Meta. You're in Meta puts. Medfly, still got one? All right, it should be hitting it hit $6. I need 605. Should be hitting it. One more little tick lower. Just missed it. I'm really good at putting my profit targets where it just misses it. SK still in. Nice. All right, here we go. There we go. Filled at 605. So I've got 2 lots left. So SPY just flushed the lows of Thursday, the February 5th. That's what I have marked on my hourly chart here. So we're flushing that right now, which is this low right here. Or no, that was an overnight low. So yeah, we're flushing this December 17th low now. What I was looking at on the hourly chart is it was actually an overnight price that doesn't show up on the daily chart, but plus it's further back. But yeah, flushing a couple key levels now, and it does not appear like it wants to stop yet. Tesla still flushing. Wow, VIX 28. Yowzers. You know something's shaking when VIX hits 28, my friends. Tesla also hitting that February 5th low. Here's a daily chart of Tesla, kind of flushing that February 5th low. Next big turning point on the chart is that November 21st or November 14th low. That's where it had that big bounce up to highs, up to the recent highs. SPX smashing through its downside expected move. Reminder, no power hour live stream today because we are doing the DC time machine class 30 minutes after the market closes. For pro members only, make sure you are registered. Also, Navigation Trading Show today at 11 a.m. Central, noon Eastern. That is still on. Should have got an email, Krish. Lando can help you out if you haven't. It's also posted in the Transformer chat channel. I guess the reminder is, but yeah, email support at Navigation Trading if you haven't gotten the email. Tesla still at lows. Tesla contracts now trading at 690. I've got 2 left. I'll close another one at, let's just put it at 720. Another little push down should hit that. PLTR just bleeding lower. Apple rejected trying to go green twice. Now it's heading back down towards lows. S&P down 2.5%. My 1DTE is still green, even though I put it on right before this leg lower. That's the power of the juice premiums right there. All right, guys, I got 2 contracts left in Tesla. I'm looking to take another one off at 720. Getting a bounce now, though. So we'll see. I don't want to give much back on these 2 lots, so I may cut it if we keep bouncing aggressively. But I'm going to go ahead and wrap the stream. I'll post my exit in the trade channel. Again, Navigation Trading Show, we'll be talking transformers and DC time machines, and then we'll be talking about it in real detail 30 minutes after the market closes today. No Power Hour live stream. You guys have a good rest of your day. I'll talk to you soon. Cheers.